In this video, we'll start with talking about discrete probability distributions, and we'll calculate the expected value. For discrete distributions, the expected value essentially operates as the mean of our data, the average of our data. However, we have information that's discrete. We have countable numbers. Therefore, calculating our average will essentially be calculated as if we're weighting the data based off of the distribution to figure out where the average of our data falls. So let's take a look at an example. Let's suppose we have the number of patients that are visiting the emergency room during third shift. In this case, it would be from 11 o'clock at night until 7 a.m. in the morning. So our random variable X would be the number of patients. We can only have a whole number, an integer number of patients that are visiting the ER during any given third shift. So we could have 2 patients, 3 patients, 4 patients, and in this example, anywhere from 0 patients up to 6 patients that visit the ER. It has to be a discrete number because we can't have 2.3 or 3.7 number of patients that visit the ER. Given past information, we know the probability of this occurring. Our probability would be based on that past historical information. So for example, 5% of the time, only 0 patients have visited the ER during third shift. And 20% of the time, there were 3 patients that visited the ER. To calculate our expected value, we would take our random variable and multiply it times the probability of each occurring. So in cell C8, we would get our calculation of X times our probability of X, which would be equal to cell A8 times cell B8, which should be 0. We have 0 times 0.05. I'm going to take that information then and copy it down, and we have the probability for each of those. Now, it's important to note that when we look at our probability for each event occurring, it should sum up to 1. When we multiply then our random variable, our number of patients, by our probability of X, this is giving us our weighted value. So we have our X sub I, the number of patients, times the probability of each one. And then we're going to sum all of those to get our average or our expected value. So to do that, it's going to be equal to the sum of cells C8 through C14. This tells us that on average, we expect to have 2.75 patients visit the ER on any given third shift. What I would also want to do is pair that information with a graph. So with our bar chart, we can look at our number of patients and to see really where the spread of our data is, how spread out it is, and where our average is. Based on our calculation, we expect 2.75, which is about the peak of our curve, to come at any given third shift. From a staffing or managerial perspective, to run any business, whether it's an ER or any other type of company, I can use this value then to understand how many customers, or in this case, patients, are going to come in. And then I can staff and plan accordingly. While I have my expected value at 2.75, I also have quite a bit of spread of data. Given the situation, and this being an ER, I would want to understand kind of the business consequences of if I staffed only at enough to cover 2.75 patients, even though I have that much variability. So this is where using my calculations, such as the expected value, along with a graph, I can use that for my business decisions. And in this case, I would probably want to staff on the higher side because the risk of not staffing high enough would cause issues with patients being left out in the waiting room waiting to be seen. So it goes down to the importance and the risk of your business decisions and using your data to understand what's happening, both from a descriptive statistic such as my average or expected value, since this is a discrete distribution, plus graphically understanding how much variation there is within my data.